But again, I want to extend a warm welcome to everybody to our Thursday morning gathering, especially anybody that is joining for the first time. Welcome. These sessions are fully guided. We usually save about 10 minutes or so at the end for sharing. And in the webinar format, the sharing is all done over chat. But you have an opportunity to ask questions or make a comment or share a resource like a book or an app or a podcast that you've come across that related to practice that you think has been really great and helpful. And so my name is Tara Healey. I think I always forget to say that. We've been doing this for so long. But again, just a warm welcome to all of you, and especially for anybody that's joining for the first time. So the practices are about 12 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, 12 to 14 minutes in length. And there will be periods of silence throughout that 12 to 14 minutes. But you'll hear my voice come in and just ask, where is your mind? And just bringing the attention back to some stabilizer or anchor. So mind wandering is normal. We're not trying to stop thought. We're just seeing when a thought has slipped in that we're not going to continue to engage it. I want to mute first. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead and get started right now with our practice. And you can take a position that feels like it's going to work best for you this morning. So if you're feeling tired, I would either sit or stand, but lying down is an option. And so go ahead and just adjust your body in such a way that you feel engaged and you're upright, especially if you're seated or if you're standing with a spine that is straight but not stiff. And if you're lying down, again, making any micro movements for relaxation and ease, but at the same time, you want a sense of engagement. Sleepiness and falling asleep is not uncommon, and it's actually not a problem, but you're no longer practicing when you've fallen asleep, so that's why it's best to start out with a posture that is engaged. And you can do that even if you're lying down. Your eyes can be open or closed, and whatever's comfortable. And it might vary from day to day, but it doesn't matter if they're open. Gaze down a little bit. And so let's go ahead and begin the practice. So moving into the posture of your choice, making any micro movements for comfort and ease. And we'll begin by letting go of all that has happened so far this morning and releasing anticipation of what is next. And bringing the mind and the body together fully in this moment. So sitting, standing, or lying down, and knowing that you are sitting, standing, or lying down. Noticing the various points of contact in the posture that you're in. So where the body meets the surface, what does that actually feel like? Taking a moment to notice those points of connection. Taking a moment to fully inhabit the body from a physical perspective. What are the sensations that are being known from your activity this morning? So that might be an increased heart rate or a kind of pulsing vibration, tingling, temperature. It's like you're a scientist and you're also the subject. So you are studying yourself and receiving with openness and receptivity whatever is being offered. We're not trying to make anything different. We're actually bringing a kind of allowance and receptivity to what is happening. So you may be aware of sensations that are pleasant or unpleasant. And we are taking them in. We're turning toward receiving the experience of the body, knowing that if they're unpleasant, we're actually, by allowing and feeling the physicality of that unpleasantness, we're beginning to get some facility with how we work with it, some uh, more ease with how we're able to work with it, and the recognition that it is of the nature to move, to change. And the same is true for the pleasant. It's just easier to receive, but there can be a subtle holding on. So with things that a body that's feeling really good is subject to change. So you can fully inhabit the pleasant sensation. So as we bring mindfulness to the pleasant and to the unpleasant, we have greater ability to experience the pleasant and to experience the unpleasant. There's less resistance over time. And let's take a moment to move awareness now from body to open up to the field of your awareness of sound. So it could be sound in the room or outside of the room that you're in. So fully inhabiting your surroundings and engaging the sense experience of hearing. And allowing sounds to kind of come and go in your background as they will, not a problem. Let's begin by bringing awareness back inward to the body, and let's look for an anchor, something that we can rest our attention, our awareness on over and over again as the mind wanders and we bring it back, and it wanders and we bring it back. So you can bring it back to the feeling of your breath. So as you inhale and exhale, where in the body do you feel the sensations most prominently? Where is it easier for you to track inhaling and exhaling? It could be belly, chest, nostrils, or simply the carriage of the body as you inhale and exhale, feeling from the inside out. If breath is challenging for you today, you could take the palms of your hands and just simply rest them on the top of your thighs or on another part of your body, and let that point of contact, the actual feeling again, feeling from the inside, that feeling be the anchor or the stabilizer that you return to every time the mind goes into thought and you notice it. Just simply release the thought and return to your anchor. And another option is sound. So you can literally just open the field of awareness to the arising and passing of sound. So take a moment to see what's going to work for you this morning. And whatever you've chosen to anchor your attention, let that be what you stay with for the remainder of the practice. Noticing where your mind is, letting go of the memory or the planning, whatever narrative has slipped in unnoticed and is now noticed, just releasing. Bring attention to your entire body and soften the body. There's always a subtle contraction with thought, almost always. And just return to your anchor, tracking breath sensation or a body sensation or sound. And again, noticing where the mind is. And as we bring this practice to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our hearts be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. May whatever good comes of our practice benefit all beings. And taking just a moment to reorient to the room you're in, maybe do a little bit of a stretch, look around. So I said I had a couple things to share, and I picked up a book at the library called The Backyard Bird Chronicles by Amy Tan. And she's a wonderful author. She wrote a book called The Joy Luck Club. Some of you might be familiar with her work, but this is nonfiction, completely, The Backyard Bird Chronicles. And she started in 2016 really paying attention to birds. And she started chronicling what she was seeing and started feeding them and learning all the different species. And it's been such a joy to read because I think that the news is really unpleasant. And there's so much happening in the world that is scary that I have found myself really looking forward to getting into bed at night and just kind of reading the next chapter of where she is and what she has seen that is new. And then I remembered, and I just pulled this out this morning, that I came across an article, and this was right around, I think it was right around when the pandemic started. And I am going to I just put it in the chat. It's from Audubon, and it's called More Birds Bring More Happiness. And I want to read a piece from this article, and I'm so happy I saved it now that I'm reading this book on birds. And to me, in a lot of ways, it's about being fully present with what's happening around us, like really taking it in. And this piece also corresponds with that. And these practices that we engage in daily are helping us to tune in to our natural surroundings, to be more fully present, and then to notice how that feels. So I'm going to read just a short piece from this article, but I would encourage you to check it out. And the woman who wrote this has a sense of humor. I'm trying to see if I can see her name. Anyway, you can find it, I'm sure. So she says, when I was in the midst of a thorny career transition and in the process of auditioning hobbies, I assumed my curiosity about birds was a transitory flirtation. But then I saw the red-winged blackbird, the fiery vermilion patches on the bird's epaulets, contrasting sharply with its glistening jet black bodysuit, caught me off guard. I hadn't expected such a slick outfit. After all, my knowledge of the avian world had been limited to pigeons. But watching this bird balance on a cattail, utterly majestic in its attire, I couldn't help but marvel. A growing body of scientific evidence shows that the joy delivered by birds isn't just anecdotal. Research increasingly links exposure to nature and specifically to birds with improved well-being. In December, a new study by the German Center for Integrated Biodiversity Research connected greater bird diversity to increased life satisfaction for more than 26,000 people in 26 European countries. It also turns out that people who live near natural areas with greater diversity of bird species were demonstrably happier. And I won't go on. It's not a long article, but I found it really, really fascinating. And so when this article came out, I saved it. And just this morning started going through articles I've saved that I've loved because I'm so enjoying this bird book. Kindly, I had the chance to walk and caught the eyes in your, I feel aligned. I can think my spirit. Yes. Yes. And to see this kind of research is really encouraging. So not just to nature, but the kind of uh, satisfaction that birds bring. And um, oh, this is interesting. The study also found that seeing 10% more bird species generates satisfaction on a par with increase in income. So yeah, birds really do make us happy. I think that's interesting with increase in income. Huh. Um, the other thing I just will say quickly that also ties in with this, when I was in Ireland last week, we did a lot of hikes, and we did one guided hike with a guy who happened to mention a man who, an Irish man who was like a poet and a philosopher. His name was John Moriarty. And he went from being an academic to being completely connected with nature and the awe that nature offers. So I haven't looked into him yet, but really looking forward to it. My dad was a birder, keeping, oh, yeah, blue heron at dawn. Nice. Yeah. So um enjoy the birds. It's as it turns out, it's good for our health. And I mean, I think all of nature is, and some of us connect in more with other aspects of it. But um, the bird activity has been quite prevalent in my neck of the woods out here. So I have been paying extra special attention. Yeah. The Comfort of Crows. Oh, by Margaret Rankel. You know what? I love her. She is also like a naturalist, and I don't know that book, but The Comfort of Crows. And crows are supposed to be quite smart and very social. Um, yeah, thank you for that. Anybody else have anything at all that they want to share? It doesn't have to be about birds, but it could be, a book or a link or podcast or something that you've come across related to practice. Oh, great, Janice, thank you. I did mention John Moriarty yesterday. I'm really excited about looking into him, so I'm glad that you did, and I look forward to that. The one thing that our guide on our hike said about him is that his own writing is actually, it's not as accessible. It's difficult to understand, but others who've written about him, although when he has spoken at forums when he was living in Ireland, they would have standing room only, and you could hear a pin drop the entire time he spoke. So I really thank you, Janice. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Intriguing fellow, yes, yes. And our guide said that as well, that he was really intriguing character. Well, we're at 8:59, and the final thing I want to say for those of you that have been around for a while, you knew Suzanne Pellicino, who co-hosted with me, and the Celebration of Life service for her is this Saturday in Wellesley. So I will be attending, and I will be bringing all of you with me, and all of the thoughts and the prayers and the energy and the goodness that all of you have shared about Suzanne and your feelings for her, I will carry that with me. So it's the service is at 4 o'clock in Wellesley, at Wellesley College, and then there is a gathering from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. So yeah, Susan, thanks. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I will share with her family the sentiments again from everyone. Yeah, I will bring your spirit for sure. And then I'll let everybody know, because I think that I think it's going to be really a full celebration of Suzanne and who she was and what she brought to the world. So I will let everybody know on Wednesday how the service was, and a lot of the instructors that all of you have met will be there. Many of them will be attending as well. So um, I think of their, yeah, Heather, it's interesting. Right after Suzanne passed, I went right to YouTube to just see her and really feel, her energy and her goodness. And I haven't done that in a while, so I'm planning to look at some of those videos of her teaching. And I'm so grateful, and I think her family's so grateful that we have all of those recordings of her for for many years, several years. All right. Well, we're at 9:01. Thanks everybody, and have a good weekend. Stay cool, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye.